Hello and welcome to 2022. As I look back at this past year and building an American Flyer layout that I really hadn't planned to build starting in January, I thought, it'd be nice to review this because I'm amazed at the changes that have happened really in the past year. It was just short of 1 year ago that I posted my first video as I was starting to put this together. So here's a review of some of the steps along the way and the changes that I've made that I've picked out of the various videos that I uploaded during the year. This starts from the first video that shows the layout on the floor, as you saw a bit ago, to the progression of actually building a table, which you're seeing here as I started to put what I had on the table. And as I gained more bits and pieces and added to it, and the layout grew, here it is really starting to look like something. Here it is when it began to get operational. Early on, one of the first pieces of track I got, because it came with other pieces, was the crossing that you see in the center here. And the 6-year-old here saw that and asked me what that's for. And I said, that's for making a figure-8 track. She said, oh, I want a figure-8. I was planning to have 3 loops. I thought, well, okay, let's get a figure-8 in there. And it took some adjusting and changes along the way. But I got it in, and I'm really pleased that I did. I think as I got more operational with this, that having that figure-8 in there makes the running a lot more interesting, especially when I'm running 2 or 3 trains. At this point, you can see I had wiring in, I had lights, I was able to run it bit at night, and I've always enjoyed that aspect of it. So as we go through here, you'll see some more running. You see here where I started putting a mountain in, which hadn't been originally part of the plan, but I got the foam free, and I thought, okay, I'm going to use that. Then my first HO layout was the first and only one I'd ever had before with a tunnel on it, so I thought that was added in. Here it's starting to take shape as I'm carving it down. Another running session, and all of these videos are available on my channel if you really want to see this in more detail. But I just wanted to highlight the changes here and have a little fun watching the trains run too. Railroad crossings are always a bit difficult, but I'm happy with what I was able to do on this layout. There are 4 more crossings now, which you'll see later. Rather than an empty station, I wanted to build an interior in this. I did that back in the 80s and 90s. And then I had roads. I needed to put automobiles on there. This is the first one. You'll see some more have been added as the year's gone on. I got up to 3 transformers. I can assign 1 to each loop now, so I can run 3 trains independently or together. I found early on being able to run 2 trains at once makes the layout a lot more interesting, and being able to add a 3rd train adds to the interest even more. One locomotive you see running here, it's on the figure-8 at this point, is a 290. It's one of 2 I got. There it comes. The first one, literally, the insides fell apart as I took it out of the box. So I wondered what I was going to do with that. I got another one and basically put the first body on the second chassis. You'll see how I got the original 290 body on the layout here shortly. Here you see I've got the mountains painted, a lot more detail added. The layout is really starting to come along here. None of these locomotives were operational when I got them, but with some work and practice and elbow grease and some patience, I got them all going. I'm very happy with them. At this point you can still see the plywood. Most of the tabletop is still the plywood. It took a while to get all the track ballasted and extra ties added. Way back in the beginning you saw the process I used to start that. Sometimes the locomotives didn't want to run forward, so I ran them backwards. But at the moment, they're all the reverse units are working well. Now you can see I just put paper from grocery bags over the rest of the bare plywood, and all the future landscaping then, as you'll see, has gone over the top of that. And I think that's really enhanced the look of everything. For one thing, glue kind of wrinkled the paper a bit, which made the texture of the ground a lot more realistic. Here's Blue River stations. You'll see those change and grow as we go through this. Those are just made from scraps of packing materials. Here you see the start of a campground next to the mountain. As you go through here, you'll see more and more landscaping done. Railroad crossing signs have been installed now. I made all of those. I've got the roads in and painted. I've even done some paint on the Mystic Station. Adding stripes in the parking lot I added. More automobiles are part of the layout now. And you see now I've got backdrops all the way around it. I was able to get a hold of banner material for making signs at an incredibly good rate. I added some posts around the layout and put that up and painted it blue, which makes the backgrounds a lot less distracting. Here's an overall view at this point looking straight down. It has changed from this, but that gives you a good idea of the layout. Here's the 3 locomotives, several of the cars. Here's the campground now, much more developed than it was. You see now a ramp I built to take a road off the other side of the layout. Shortly you're going to see the bridge I built to go on there. Here's Blue River Station. This station is done. The other one still has work to do. And here's a passenger's eye view, quick running around the layout as it was at this point. And now here's a helicopter view, and you see now much more of the paper has been covered. I had a desk chair that broke, and I cut the green fabric off, turned it bottom side up, and filled in many of these areas, which simulated grass very nicely, and let me at least get rid of the bare look on the layout. I still haven't got the crossings from the roads next to the stations done at this point, but you'll see later on I got those filled in. I can open sections of this banner between any two posts. That's how I can get the various angles to shoot here and still have a sky background. In time, I'll be doing some more details on that. Here's the bridge I've been handcrafting, largely from popsicle sticks. You can tell here it's kind of in place but not done, but you're going to see that develop and get almost finished in this year in review. Be sure to like and subscribe for my videos so you'll see the finished product when that video comes out, which will be not too long after this one. This shows the first people I bought that came unpainted. I painted them. I was amazed I was able to do that well. They really add life to the layout as we can put them around in different places. Here's the second 290. Now in where it's going to be on display in the layout, and you see it in the background as you see some more of the automobiles I've added here. Many of them have opening parts. The 6-year-old especially really likes that aspect. I finally bought some trees to put on the mountain. The 3 to the foreground are some I made. They may or may not stay. I need to get a lot more trees. I now have actually 5 transformers. 4 I use on the layout. The one on the left just powers the accessories. Each of the other 3 is assigned to one of the 3 loops, and I can run trains from one loop to the other. You see here the area around the road up to the bridge is not complete. You will see that complete later. Here's a view shortly before the end of 2021 of the layout as it was. Here's the bridge, much more done. I still haven't got the entrance completed. That's now done. You'll see that later. You see more of the campground on the right. The shingle roof on that bridge is simply a reddish sandpaper. And here's Blue River as it appears now. There's the 290 more in place. Here's the latest on the campground with more campers. Right at the end of the year, I added the water tank and this house and stop signs. So thank you for sharing this journey with me. Again, like and subscribe. That tells YouTube people are watching these, and it helps me to make more.